we were talking there about school years ago, and you went to different schools, was that right?
Different schools, yeah.
Where did you go, Jimmy and Mick?
I went to the same, like.
Gorey.
In Gorey.
Started in the convent and
Went to the brothers.
moved to the brothers after first class. Second class was into Christian Brothers.
And where did you go to school, Tommy?
I went to Ballyfad here, like, just, down the road.
And you were telling me there, Mick and Jimmy, like, Jimmy, you're older, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You were telling me, Mick, there about when you were 6, you had an incident with a toilet.
Yeah, and well, we were sent to the toilet, you see. Every chap was sent to it, like, and
He was curious to know.
Curious about the toilet, first of all, but this chain and this box hanging up on the wall caught my eye. And fiddled with the chain for a while till I pulled the chain and the toilet flushed. And I could hear the teacher saying then, who done that? And of course, there were plenty to point out anyway.
There was a pointed to Mick.
Yeah, and I couldn't deny I had pulled it anyway. But she brought me on up to the top of the corridor to where there was probably would be what would be called a superior or the head teacher, principal
teacher, yeah.
And she explained to her then that I had pulled this chain, and she come out with her cane, and I got 2 slaps of a cane on each hand. And there was another girl outside the door, witnessed and seen it, and she had told a sister of mine, Mary, that what had happened. But I don't know if they had went in. I didn't know anyway if they had went in and had a word with him about it. But I thought it was a terrible price to pay at 6 years of age.
You only after leaving home
For flushing the toilet.
Well,
it was a few days, maybe
a week or
yeah.
maybe a fortnight
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I was beginning to learn about things that I had never seen before.
Yeah.
Probably if anyone intervened, you probably bring down more trouble on you.
That's the danger, you see. If they went into the teacher, you could get the books then, you know, in different ways.
Or your parents,
The
like.
parents went in, you'd be...
I've heard that once that had happened, you'd be just ignored, maybe.
You could be
They
ignored.
do it
or
for
they could-
devilment there, you wouldn't be taught or you wouldn't get the things you were getting before that or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's right, in
that
later years I'd seen a Christian brother with a man out from the clock area. Had been, I don't know what complaint he had, but he brought in, I seen him handing this note to the Christian brother one day.
Yeah.
And as the Christian brother read it, he lost it. He went bananas.
The Christian brother?
Oh yeah, at this young lad bringing home a story.
Oh, you wouldn't be supposed to, like.
Oh no. Oh yes, he
went mad.
told him out there and the young lad was worse maybe than, he'd have been better if he never had a note coming in, you know.
Oh yeah.
Were people afraid of the teachers?
Oh God, they were, if you were afraid of your life, I'm sure.
Yes, sure you were.
And even the priest that time, even if
They used to back him back then.
yeah, no, but even there was times if a priest, if you seen him coming the road, you'd disappear, you'd hop in through a gate, you know.
You would, yeah, that's true. Or a guard.
Well, you might be doing well, a guard in particular, yeah, or even if you heard a car.
Of course, a priest was probably more particular.
If you heard a car coming the road, you run. If you happened, you know, at that time there were no cars, but you could hear an old car coming for a long time. But the minute you heard the sound of a car, you were gone off the road.
Does the guard ever come to the school now?
Oh God, oh I don't know that now, but they did that time.
I don't think they do now, do they?
Why was that, lads? Were you afraid of authority?
The guard coming.
Yeah, well, Christian Brothers even, you get our teachers even, I don't know what it is, yeah, you were afraid, and maybe we were listening to stories before we went to school about what, you know, they were allowed to say about you will get the works now when you go to school, the big stick, you know, there was, I think you were terrified before you went, for starters, you know.
You had it built up in you.
Oh, built up
you
in
were
you
afraid
before
to
you
go.
went, yeah. But then there were some great Christian brothers, and the nun that taught me anyway in first class, I couldn't fault her. She was 100%.
Yeah, but some of them should never been teachers.
Yeah, she was lovely in every way.
Yeah, well, of course, it's the same. Different people today even varies with dealing with
But there's things will stick with you forever as well. When we went into second class from the convent, went across to the brothers. And then the threat was, if you didn't behave, you were going to be sent back to the convent, which was going to be an awful thing to happen to you.
Christ.
Yes, that was going on every day. But that Christian brother, he wasn't too bad, but I can still get, he must have lived on oranges, because they had the big long gown that time.
Yeah.
I get the smell of oranges off of this. But to this day, still I have the...
With the honey?
Yeah, off of the...
Off of the coat he wore, like, or...
Yeah, this, what would I don't know what to call him, a big... Yeah, down to the ground, and now and again when they be passing you,
You'd get the smell of the...
you would, and you'd see the leather hanging here on the...
Yeah.
Oh, this was a strap.
He was as thick as that. It was back in...
Yeah, about what length for them?
No, he wouldn't be that long, but there was a handle in him, you see, so that they
Well,
couldn't...
there was a couple of coppers in the end of it.
Yeah,
What was that?
for weight.
To penetrate.
But anyway,
the paw, that
but he
bit
wasn't
more
put-
like.
Yeah, well, he never hit me with that. He didn't, and then we went into the next man, which was Tom McGrath. He was he was a right sort of a lad. He was a right teacher, you know.
He'd tell you all about the area.
He would, yeah, he was okay. And from there up there was...
He'd love asking you about the countryside around.
Yeah.
You know, you'd love to be going in to talk to him then.
Yeah,
Like.
where people lived and all this.
I don't know what class we were in when
Actually, you were probably in third or fourth or fifth class.
when
Like.
two of us liked the toilet. The sliding door was new to us. I couldn't understand the door that didn't have hinges.
You
You know?
didn't have inches like. Yeah.
What was your experience, Jimmy? You were saying that Tom McGrath man. What was
Oh, he was a great man because he'd tell you all about local history and everything like that.
He would put in his spare time maybe going out the country. Maybe he knew a lot of farmers and
Oh, he would,
knew all about...
Well, he was a local man anyway.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Did you ever get did you ever get slapped? Did you?
Oh, God, I did. I wouldn't be able to count them.
It wasn't for pulling the chain, maybe.
No.
For not pulling it, maybe.
Maybe for not pulling it.
Yeah.
And years ago, I suppose you lads would have left school early enough. 12, 13, 14, was it?
14.
14.
Yeah,
Couldn't
14.
get out quick enough.
You couldn't go quick. You went to the vocational school then for a
Because,
while.
yeah.
Take it we got it that time.
See, I tell you what happened to me too that time. I was looking forward here. I was only 13ish. I was mad to get out of Ballyfad, like.
Yeah.
We're all were, of course. But what happened at that time a clergyman by the name of Canon Lloyd, remember him? He come to Inch.
Yeah.
And didn't he get that school opened in Inch there, beside the church?
Right, yeah.
And of course he come for the Protestants around, and sure Annie and I wouldn't have qualified to leave off, and
Yeah.
sure I ended up in Inch for
Alright.
that
For another year.
best. Oh God, that was brutal. That was. We used to have to walk to Freeman's Turn below,
Aye.
and the rector had his own car that time. He'd done the transport.
Aye.
He'd collect us. I don't know who else was that. It was me and Annie there, and where else did he head for then? Over to Hills, Knockbrenny there,
Yeah.
down to Goods,
Yeah.
Killawn below,
Yeah.
Shillgood.
Yeah.
Few around. Brought us
remember-
all to the church every day.
I remember McGrath telling us one day, this is this Tom McGrath lay teacher. And I think there were about 25 in the class, and he told us at least 2 of us would never see 21. And that was the truth.
You wouldn't say 21?
Yeah. He said on average for the years he was teaching, that happened.
Oh Jesus.
Over the class.
Oh, that'd be good, yeah.
What would happen? Through emigration or through...
No,
they
died.
Oh, two would
For
die.
one reason or another.
Yeah, Mick Sullivan was killed. Remember a young lad in French's died.
Harry Laird. Was it? I tell you who died too that time. Michael John Connor.
Yeah.
Where he died something as well.
Was it illness or was it...
Meningitis with Michael John Connors
And
and
an accident with Mick Sullivan.
an accident. And the other.
He said over the years he was teaching, he averaged at least 2 of each class that
Yeah.
didn't see 21.
Through the years with him.
Oh yeah.
And Tommy, for yourself, because you were Church of Ireland, things were different for you up around here because you're in a predominantly Catholic area. You went to the local Catholic school, was that right?
That's right.
What was that like for you? How was it different?
Well, the school was grand, sure. I was with who I was born and reared with around the area here. All Roman Catholics, of course, great people. But every day for catechism, I had to leave the school. The teacher put me out.
And you were sent out to a little...
They called it the coach house. There was beside the school there, really, beside their living department there.
And you would have been only 6, 7 at this age, out by yourself.
Yeah.
And what did you do?
Well, sure, what could I do there in the winter time? Just sit there in the cold, keep yourself lapped up. You'd be looking forward to hearing the rest of the crew coming out, of course, to get play for another hour, like. But then in the summertime, the longer days, he had bits of work for me to do there. Well, this was maybe a couple of years after starting, like. I'd maybe be getting sticks for the fire. I could be weeding the vegetables there in the garden, or different little jobs like that.
And did you mind doing it, or did you know any better? Or?
Well, sure, it was a part of life. So what could you do? And I do whatever you were told, like, you know. Yeah. No, I was on my own there all along.
And was there any other Church of Ireland
Then
children?
Annie, of course, she started about 2 years after me, and
So who's that, your sister?
that's my sister. And then I had her there, of course.
And did you used to any your own religion, or your own?
Well, we would have had that through the church, like, through the church, yeah. There was what do they call it? You go out during the service, during prayers, like, to the school in Inch now I'm talking about, for days if you were down there. It mightn't happen every Sunday there, because you'd be depending on the pony and car to get going the time.
That was Sunday school, was it?
A Sunday school, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. And your man here, what was he like? You hear so many stories about teachers around the place being kind of hard enough men and hard enough women. What was this man like?
Well, this was it, like, I suppose it depends on what you were, or the way you behaved, or if you were bright, you got on okay with them, or then there was that one maybe wouldn't be as, you know, he'd go to town on them a bit with the stick, make you. I remember now I was left-handed, and he bet me till he made me write with my right hand. That was the only thing I can do with my right hand to this day. I don't write a lot either, but
You see,
he wouldn't let me, no, he wouldn't let me walk away with my left hand.
he bet you.
I'll give me a few scalps every so often. That if he caught me working with the left hand, like, he'd put the pen in this hand and make me write that up.
And you'd operate still mostly now with your left hand as your
Oh, up to now, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm left-handed, yeah.
And how do you write with your right hand?
Well, sure, whatever I do it with my right hand, yeah. Well, I couldn't write with my left hand now. If you gave me a pen there, I'd scribble along a kind of a way, but I'd be better with that one.
Right hand,
Yeah.
Were you the same, Jimmy or Mick? Did you see that going on?
It was right-handed, of course.
We were right-handed, yeah, but strange about right-handed left Michael, at home, a son of mine, Michael, and Paddy, a brother of mine.
Yeah.
They are right-handed, right, and left-footed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even Michael, like.
Michael, yeah, he
Kicking a ball.
kicks the ball with the left foot, and Paddy always kicked the ball with the left foot. And Michael has a young lad, grandson of mine. He's left foot and right-handed.
That's
just right, isn't it?
That's coincidence.
Yeah.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
It's funny, I saw my father was the same. He was right-handed, but if he was throwing darts, he'd use his left hand.
Aye.
And I never asked him whether in school he was made of it.
Maybe it was the same thing a little bit. You never know, sure.
Yeah. Isn't it funny? I suppose things have changed now a lot. You're saying your man used to have you out pushing the car as well, Tommy, did you?
That's right, you had a car there, yeah.
Yeah.
So odd times I wouldn't start for him in the little shed, like. Yeah.
The baby Ford had a habit of not starting till it happened anyway.
Little bit, well, sure, in dampish weather, they mightn't.
And lads like him hadn't a clue about a car anyways. Do you know?
No.
They wouldn't know.
That's right.
Or another lad would have a going or a swing.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember another.
Jack King, swinger again, may I?
Yeah. He had a wife swinging
Oh,
the
yeah,
car.
that was another man, I remember.
He would, do you know what he used to do? Well, that's getting away from the school now. Maybe we're wrong, Michael, if you want to say. He used to get the horse. Is that right?
That's
Jack
right.
Keegan.
Oh, yeah.
Pull the car up the hill.
Yeah. Sure, Seamus Fleming done the same thing.
The reins out through the... No, the way the windscreen of the baby Ford went out.
Yeah.
You have the reins out the window.
The horse pulling him up the
The
hill.
horse pulling him up the hill. Then he turned around at the top and let
The
the
horse
car.
would walk home
The horse would walk home behind him.
with the reins on the hams.
Yeah.
Seamus Fleming was the same.
Yeah, bring the car to the top of the hill and he turned around
Yeah,
and run down
above
the
the
hill.
V, like.
See, the horse wouldn't be going quick enough to start the car for him.
No, kind of wouldn't, no.
Well, if it didn't start coming down the hill, it wasn't going to start.
No, when he had the horse coming behind him, he wasn't like using
You plan A and plan B.
Yeah.
You were saying go to say
Oh
Tommy.
yeah, well we were all go out then and we'd push the car out of the little shed there.
All the chaps.
Yeah, and a crowd of us. Well, certain ones that'd be biggish, whatever the strongest ones would be, pick 'em out there. And we'd be all headed over the road with her, and he's shouting, push. We run along after, of course. We go like hell with it.
Remember Johnny and
Crowd of
Gorey?
us. Level road, you see, and then we'd turn a farmer's place off over around the corner.
Come
back.
Stephen Doyle,
Oh, yeah.
airlock.
Yeah.
Stephen Doyle come out and he said to Johnny, will I give you a push? Push your nose.
Is what?
No, that's not good for...
What did he say?
I'd be better not said. Now ransom come by an airlock.
In the main street in Gorey.
And the lad came out of the shop and said, will I give you a push? Push your nose up.
Yeah.
Well, you were talking
I'd
about...
say he was vexed enough with the combine stuff on the
You were talking about weeding the vegetables in the garden below outside the
Yeah,
school.
that's right.
Or whether you liked it or didn't like it. I used to love in the Christian Brothers, that was one part I liked about it now and again, when the pressure would be on. Because we were used to...
Used to be put out to weed a bit too, or
Well, we were used to using a sprong and a spade and a shovel, like, because you'd be digging at home.
Oh
every
yeah,
day.
Lord and Doom and
And
different
see, the Christian Brothers
kind
knew
of
that.
houses.
But they had a man in the garden, working in the Christian Brothers garden, you see, and they had a glass house in it.
Oh
All
yes,
vegetables
yes, yes,
sold.
oh yeah.
And he'd look for a little bit of help. And of course the Christian Brother pick on the lad that would pull the shovel,
Yes,
spade
what
or
they
shovel.
would,
I
yeah.
used to be delighted.
Yeah, yeah, you would of course.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, get
A little
away
bit of
from
work you'd be doing wouldn't be much of course.
Oh, get out of the class, get out
Get
into
out
the,
class.
out into the glass house,
Yeah.
and he'd give you an apple then off of the tree or something, or I'll give you some
Yes.
when you be done
The
digging.
whole you'd be made up of course.
So
I didn't think at all like that was a break.
Yeah,
It
get
was
you away
great.
from it, yeah.
What did you make of school at all, lads? Did you enjoy the... You use our country, treat country young lads.
Well, sure. You were, you had, huh?
I did, and the strange thing...
It was a part of life, of course, you went through it. And,
Yeah, yeah.
But then they say once you get out of school, you were with your friends the whole time.
That's right.
Up the road here and going down the road.
Yeah,
There were several families walked down this road like that time.
yeah, yeah. There was a little
And
bit...
I had the Whitmore family down the road here. They were the nearest to me, like.
Yeah,
The Carrolls would have been younger, like here.
that's right, yeah.
And but the Whitmores, we were really always together. Yeah, they were great. Remember, it was one of the Whitmore women, May Whitmore, come up for me the first morning I went to school here. I can remember walking into the kitchen above to my mother, catching me by the hand and out through the door with me and down the road here. First,
There was
never forgot that.
a little bit of mitching went on that time too.
Well, me and her weren't Mitch at that time, of course. We were too young, but
Did you do Mitch and Mick or Jimmy, did you?
We got Johnny and I on it until we were remember on the Evercon.
no wonder you got the strap.
I thought we were getting on well for a while. We were under a big tree. About a quarter of a mile down the road.
Yeah, but she'd have to put in the whole day in it
I
though.
can still see this woman today, looking in over the... She must have heard us roasting or something. She says, use it for up my boys.
He's not for it.
Yeah, and I could see her hopping on a big high bike. Up around the corner and on home to my mother and father.
Oh, Jesus.
So the mitching was all over.
Jesus.
Yeah. Had to account then. Couldn't do it no more.
You could have done She could have turned the other way with her bike in and on.
And down in Paddy Sullivan's always with you.
Well, they had a hut built. They were really tugged out. They had a hut below in that place, in Ram's place.
All right.
They had a special hut built for Mick
They
and
made it themselves.
Oh yeah, built it themselves in their
Spare time.
Yeah, but
Of course, they had to build it.
They took a little bit of time off school. And they
But
come
sure,
on.
there's a thing, talk about huts. You wouldn't remember probably our Ballyfad hill below. Remember the postman's hut on the middle of that?
I don't
No, it was in on the left hand side going down now, halfway down the hill.
Right.
But when George Freeman below started the school, he'd have went to Ballyfad like, well this
Yeah.
is before my time now, he'd be
Yeah.
a lot older,
Yeah.
back before my time I'm talking about. But the postman would come up with his push bike and he'd pull into that hut there.
Yeah.
He'd probably get his lunch there
Yeah,
or get
yeah,
tea
break.
or
Yeah.
I don't know what went on. But George often stayed with him there during the school hours.
Aye.
Yeah, man often left him in the Haven.
Yeah. Yeah.
George told me.
Yeah, George.
That's where George had a great spot to hide like.
The postman
George.
didn't report him at all.
Huh?
The postman didn't report him.
Oh no, I didn't. He used to look forward to George pulling in to talk to him. Yeah, George, I remember him telling that.
But I think the boys in Rams.
Grand little green hut was properly done and all proper
Yeah.
job.
But the boys in the college were or down in Rams. I was a challenge in Mitchell with them. If there was something going on in school, that's what we Mitch. There was something you couldn't face like.
You couldn't face like you would know what would be coming up.
You blame Freddie Baird for telling on that thing, didn't
On the boys, yeah, I think they did. Yeah, I think they blamed
they?
him.
He's on going in.
He squealed on him. Yeah.
Who was that? What's his name?
Freddie Baird.
Pretty weird.
Yeah.
He did about a month ago.
Yeah.
Right.
And would you go Mitchell for long, lads? Would you go for a couple of days in a row?
Oh, we were on our third or fourth day, I think. Before we got brave, maybe that's what happened.
Probably you should have mixed it up a bit. You shouldn't instead have had every day.
No,
if you'd have done today maybe and maybe a day next week.
Yeah, or if we had a
or two, or
we had to keep our heads down too, like, you know, we were got a bit brave with it.
Here and then check the
I would have checked our roll book, you see, too. You'd be caught eventually, you know, but
he'd come in every couple of weeks, wouldn't he?
Well, sure.
Yeah, you would.
Your father or mother?
No,
the
the guy.
Oh, the guard, that's what he was for, sure. He looked at the roll book there.
So the guard would come into the school every couple of weeks.
Oh,
Yeah.
he
Been
would,
every-
and if your name wasn't down, then you say he'd head home for your
Yeah.
parents
Oh, they would, yeah. I'd
to see
say.
why you were at home.
Yeah, they'd be
So the
checking-
guards enforced it.
Oh, it was enforced, yeah, you had to go.
That
to
had to be, had to go to school, sure.
yeah,
Their
if
parents would be brought up in
If
court.
not to be paying a visit to know why you weren't there.
And did you ever come across a case where it was the case, where they did bring someone up?
I think there was lads in Gorey sent to that
Yeah.
reformatory or whatever they call it in Dublin, wasn't there?
I think so.
What did they
Yeah.
call
Forget
it?
that, there's probably some,
There was, I remember. A few
remember
students
any
being brought
else.
away to that.
I heard of another incident somewhere, this chap wasn't going to school, but if this guard with his push bike, if he come on him, he'd never said anything, but he says, you're coming on to school with me now. He'd get him up on the push bar of the bike
Bring him
and
on.
drop him off at the school.
Yeah,
I forget who was this told me that now. Someone,
I remember a young
I
lad.
don't know what school it was
He went to
around,
school.
maybe in
He
Colgrane.
took 12 and sixpence out of the shop, and he got 6 years in a reformatory.
6 year. There you are. Oh yeah.
yeah. Any
You
kind
see,
of-
anything like stealing or anything that time was very
Oh,
vicious.
God, it took us
Which
serious,
was
you
a
know,
good thing, really.
Yeah, but they were good. But the penalties were too heavy, dirty, you know.
Yeah,
6 years you got, was it?
Yeah,
Just heavy.
he never come back to Gorey.
No.
Bit of holiday.
And why would you go Mitchell, lads? Would you go because you didn't want to do a subject, or were you bored, or did you not like school?
There's times going through school or that the fear of God to be in you.
Yeah, sure. You were frightened before you started the school.
You are.
You heard about these stories.
I remember even when your confirmation was coming up. And that time before your confirmation, do you remember to be an examiner, a priest, come to the school
Yeah.
to see what kind
Check
of
out.
Yes, to see what kind of knowledge, and every chap was going to be asked a question, do you know. And again, you see that time when your confirmation was coming up, there was clothes bought new for you. You know.
Oh yeah.
And now here was the story. I would have known that there was a suit maybe or some kind of clothes bought new for me.
Yes.
Confirmation was coming up, and you were being told in the school, if you missed these questions, you wouldn't be getting confirmed.
You wouldn't.
Now, my biggest worry was here there was clothes bought, and I wasn't going to be confirmed maybe.
Oh Jesus.
So you were in trouble in the school,
You
and you were in trouble at
and you were
home.
in trouble at home.
Yeah.
You were really on
Frightened the wits out of you.
life was frightened out of you.
And then they had that thing about the bishop giving you a whack in the jaw.
Yeah, he could give you a
So it
dart.
was only a little stroke, like, but that time they had to put into you. They'd pull
You
on you.
didn't want this to happen really.
No,
If it
no.
was the bishop hit you,
Yeah.
you were in big trouble like. They know what I mean, it was a
That's
serious offence
Yeah.
like.
And I think maybe in some schools it was even worse than Gorey. You had the examiner coming to Gorey a week, maybe or 2 weeks before the confirmation, and you were asked the question, you know. But I think in other schools the bishop asked you at the altar, which was worse again.
Oh God, yes. You'd have
At
to
least,
really,
at least when you had it behind you and you knew you were going to be confirmed, then you could lay back and everything was grand.
yes.
Just imagine waiting for that day to be asked at the altar in
Sure,
front of the whole crowd.
you wouldn't be looking forward to it.
And when were you confirmed? Were you in 5th or 6th class then?
Let's
On
see,
5th, I think.
fifth class,
Or
I'd say, yeah.
fifth.
Yeah,
Same as the Church of Ireland, sure.
yeah,
roughly.
around 5th class, yeah.
We're about the same.
12 or 13.
Yeah. But the technical school now was a great relief to go there, and I was dreading going to it.
Aye,
Different job altogether.
okay.
Oh yeah.
Nicer.
Yeah, the teachers were well. We had one Hardy boy in it. You remember him? Can't mention it now. Yeah.
And you one went to there like after
Went
13
there
or
after,
14?
yeah, went to there for a bit of a term, and
Yeah, I never
you done
went.
the usual maths.
I was to
and all
go
that.
too, but Gorey was too far from me,
Yeah,
similar.
but you had a little bit of
I had
mixture
no,
of woodwork and metalwork and all that.
Oh yeah.
But the strange part about it, I can't say I liked school. Not one bit of it. But I missed it terrible when I left off.
At the back of it?
Yeah.
Well, look.
The company, the lads.
Yeah,
took
the
over.
company, you see. Yeah, you were in a different ball game at home then again.
But no one ever thinks that there's some of the guys you've been going to school that some of them you might never see again.
This is a tour
You know,
dead leave off and go off.
Yeah, yeah. I missed it. I couldn't believe it like when I was finished.
Just,
Out altogether.
And nearly all the lads of our age went to England.
Did yeah. But I
Oh,
even,
not the wood here too, sure.
I even remember a Christian brother, we were off picking spuds or off for a threshing or I don't know what, when you miss a few days
Yeah.
or through sickness. I remember a Christian brother saying one day, Asher says, it don't matter. So he says, you're only going home to work on the land. He says, you don't need an education.
Of course, farming didn't need an education that time.
Yeah, that's
No.
what he said. I remember that.
No.
That was a strange thing for a man to say.
Wasn't it? Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
But sure, maybe it was the truth though.
Oh,
probably
was
was
it
the
that time you
truth
had
at
to
that
go
time,
and
like,
stay
yeah,
at home
you-
and he'd farm away there?
It was a bit labour and whatever you had learned as much about how to do everything when you were at home, do you know?
You'd have learnt it at home from your father, sure.
You would,
On
yeah.
land, like.
Yeah, you would.
Tell me this then. What age did you leave school at, Mick?
You were around 14, Jimmy, wasn't it? 14.
How old you, Jimmy?
I think you weren't allowed.
14.
14.
I think you weren't allowed Mick to leave before that.
Okay.
No, I think you had to be 14, hadn't you?
Oh yeah.
But I'm not sure.
And you, Tommy?
In the takedown,
Same
maybe you
Mick,
went
yeah.
for another year, maybe. Do you know, or two?
So this is what I was telling you there, that 13 I was kind of thinking of moving out, you know. And so this school opened an inch and we had to go there like.
Yeah, that's no good.
That time you'd be kept at home to do bits of work too, you see. I was on my own here, like, you know, with my father.
What was the school in Inch? Church of Ireland school, was it?
That was Church of Ireland.
Or Church of Ireland secondary school?
No, just it was an ordinary school,
Primary.
ordinary primary school. But when that rector came to Inch, he got the school opened again. It was closed them years, like, same like. He got it reopened, and then of course all the Protestants around the parish,
The one Hollyford.
they were
was
all
lost,
gathered
so-
up again and brought there for a while.
And tell me this, why did you leave school? Like I'm not no judge in any shape or form here, but I'm kind of wondering, was there one September you said I'm not coming back to that place? Good luck. Did you make a decision not to
Well,
go?
I think, yeah, if your father or mother if they didn't mind, like, I think you could stay. Once you get past 13 along.
It was a sense of freedom.
The freedom, but they could do with the help as well at home.
Well, that's what I'm coming at. That's why I come home here. I was always going at home here, like, yeah, with my father.
Yeah, so you come to there was a few acres of turnip sowed, there was a spud sowed, Kevin. All that had to be wet. All that had to be done on your knees, weeding them and tinning turnips.
Someone would come in and cut out with a binder there and you'd be stuck on and minding them and
stacking.
So it was always work going on.
Yeah. So really they needed the help that time.
Oh yeah.
So they
training out the cows every day there with a fork and throwing out into hay in the yard. Horses the same.
I'm not saying if you wanted to keep going to school yourself, they didn't want you to stay at home either, like, you know.
Oh no.
Like Paddy at home, so Paddy kept going.
Yeah.
He was the last of us.
Yeah, he'd have been younger.
He was the youngest, like, and he never stayed at home.
Did the girls stay longer or did they go out?
They stayed at home as well, yeah. So they used to milk the cows and do the yard work and all the same as it. There was a mountain of walk around the yard. It was on a small farm at the time, you know.
Depends on the size of the farm, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of work going on the whole time.
With that bit of freedom you had, did you go off courting women then younger or off, or did you wait much older?
Was there much about that going on at
There was
all?
very little about it. Didn't have time to think about that day.
I don't think we were.
No,
I remember years after, right enough.
Should I go on together around kicking football?
Well, I was just going to say that, Jimmy, here in Ballyfad, we'd all gather in below at the corner and there was a little field over the road there, they called it Little Bug.
You'd be making up out
And we'd all be kicking football or there was different, playing skittles, women and lads.
One of the five fell under it.
that's right, trolleys and you make up Kenny Yorks and wheels of any kind.
But then this is when we'd be left out of school, this was all going on as well, like.
But that's
So
what
we kept that up, like, really for a few years, you know.
What was that, Jimmy, you were saying, a yoke you made up?
Used to make up out trolleys, like, you know.
Yeah, you pushed
and
them.
then down the hill.
Oh, a little, I tell you what was a great yoke, Jimmy. Pram wheels.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez, you could get a good pram
Yeah.
with them lovely strong wheels.
Well, I'll tell
I
you.
used to go to hell to get them here.
Yeah. Well, what we had under our trolley was two wheels off at the front of an old motor car and two more machine wheels on the back of it.
Oh, beaches, that was a big
This
stuff.
is the thing your man rolled on her, and he rolled the very same as a.
How he wasn't killed there, you know.
He rolled up the same as he rolled up a fleece of wool. He fell
Oh,
off. He fell off. We were coming down the hill with this, down the field.
At home, like.
Yeah. Just chap from Dublin. He used to come down visit aunts
And
and
down
uncles.
on the
Oh,
front.
yeah.
And of course he went out in front of this, and we could see him.
Yeah.
You wouldn't stop more machine wheels like they were going on.
Jesus, not
He was
sure.
all right. He got
Oh,
up.
this
He
was
was,
a big yoke. Oh, he wasn't hurt too much.
no, he was all right. He was must have been small enough to.
He had a lay up and down over him.
They were over him, but rolled him like you could see him.
Bit the Lord, yeah.
Coming on.
Yeah.
Got him.
Remember,
Weren't
Those-
expecting to stand up.
No, it was today. It was the day the farm had begun because they're coming.
oh, just
Take the whole yoke
if
on.
there was something.
What
If a
game,
claim went in, you'd be in trouble.
what games were there? You were saying you played football. Did you play hurling at all?
Played
Oh,
hurling.
yeah. Oh, lots of hurling.
Did you make your own hurls at all? Or did no
Did
one?
ya?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, I made a hurl here, yeah. See, my father being handy with the timber, he was a carpenter as well as doing a bit of farming. But we went and got this bit of ash somewhere, I forget where we got it, he got it cut out anyway. I'd say probably got it cut out in Kiltegan, in Gillespie,
probably,
she
yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Well, I made her an ash, oh, it was beautiful hurl, yeah.
I remember my own father home had an old yoke he made as well, and I sure it was thrown out and I never kept it.
Yeah.
You always
The
look back.
hurley.
A homemade yoke, yeah.
Yeah, but I remember the end of the hurley, there was a great spring in this one I had. If your hurl needed a spring,
Yeah.
you know, I had certain wallop in it, samely,
Yeah.
was good.
Yeah.
But I remember below in Ballyfad one day I was just showing someone the spring I had in the hurl like that, and they done that way, done too much I had.
Spring was gone.
Oh, jeez, that was enemy hurl.
Remember McCartan's sawmill and our different sawmills where they be sawing the big goes of timber.
Oh, yeah.
And now the slabs or the cuttings you get.
Mm.
You know where the roof of the tree Jimmy had curled out?
Oh, what I,
We used to make the holes out of them.
if you could get them, that was a
Get the
real
whole
hurl.
slab at the end and
yeah.
cut
The
it.
grain went
Yeah.
with the hurley.
Yeah, tip him out with a bit of an axe, pair him out. And we haven't hurled with a bush stock as well with the colour on the bottom.
Oh yeah.
Remember the hurling was home at this Ferguson?
That's right. He seen us too. When we were taking the head off him with these yokes we had. Remember Snitchy Ferguson? You never heard tell of him, the Dublin hurler, county hurler?
He had All Ireland medal for football and hurling with Dublin.
Ferguson now.
Snitchy Ferguson. I'll tell you how we happened on him. That Rams, Fort Park, Rams place below in Gorey.
Yeah.
There was a teacher training college.
Yeah, and teachers finished their 2 year there. And Ferguson was a student in it.
Oh, a bit of hurley.
And they were doing a project at home, weren't they? Building a pig house. That was part of their training.
Did the hockey man.
And he was hurling with us in the field when he seen the Oaks were hurling with. Do you know who John Gregson's name was? Was it signed on the hurl?
Hurler on the ditch.
Yeah, the hurler on John Gregson. And he gave us the hurl. He signed his
John
own
Gregson
name.
had signed it.
Aye. Well, he was hardy at that time.
Oh, yes, he was, yeah. Well, he was. What would he
Hardy
be?
in yours,
60, he'd be 17 or 18 years of age, wouldn't he?
Oh, right.
Or more, he'd be 20.
He left the hurl with you.
He left the hurl at home with any of us to hurl would like, you know.
Oh,
Lovely hurl. It was one he hurled in Croke Park with, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. In the
that'd have
film,
been a big thing, like.
And you mentioned the hurler. It was a hurl made out of an old, bit of an old tarn, was it?
No, a bush stock. A bush. We call them bush stocks. A bush
A
stick.
big bush.
Sometimes you get a reasonably straight bush, and down at the roof of it then where it'd be growing out at each. Do you know?
He did.
He had like a...
He grew out and then up.
you
Yes.
ever tell about cow dung being called a Beauchamp?
I did. Beauchamp, you used to call him.
Yeah, I used to like the fire with him, or
Yeah.
use him on the fire.
Yeah. You use them for on the bake pan, the grease shot. Yeah, yeah. So, actually, come here. So the bush stick, the bush hurl then would that be a white thorn bush or a black thorn?
Oh, the fir bush.
Furze bush.
White tarn.
A furze bush, like a
No, the fir bush.
gorse.
Ordinary fir bush,
Of
yeah.
course.
Some of them in the quarry. There's no quarry at home, do you remember that? The bushes are grow as thick as you.
Bunches big, heavy. Like,
Yeah.
So be gorse. And
I tell you what, they remind you the most you ever seen of a hockey stick when you'd have it.
That's right, yeah. And they probably would have made a great hockey stick.
Well, yeah, we didn't do much pairing on
I
it.
know, but if they'd have been, maybe they were made.
Oh, they
for
probably would have
people
made a
that
right
did
hockey
use
stick, yeah.
hockey.
Yeah,
Or played hockey, like.
did you play any other games? You probably played Skittles, did you?
Oh, Skittles, yeah.
Played Skittles, yeah.
Skittles were a very big game.
Horseshoes.
Horseshoes a bit. Well, we wouldn't have been playing them as chaps really, but...
What are they? Pitch and toss. Toss
no,
and
we never played that, but we done
them.
awful going on old bikes years ago as well, didn't we? At night, even in the moonlight, out in the yard at night.
With what?
We'd be on bikes for half the night in moonlight night out in the yard.
Oh, riding around?
Just riding around,
Yeah.
up ramps and down ramps.
Yes, I forget whether I had a bike here at the time or not.
Yeah, well, them bikes with us wouldn't have been great that
Oh,
time.
we
either.
like you came the lane in front of the rally.
Oh yeah,
You know these car rallies that goes around.
yeah. But
Oh, yeah.
Mick and old car, they go Gorey.
Yeah.
He came in front of
You got out?
up the Barnland lane, it was an angle we got up and then Ryan for £6.
Yes. The hell, man. This country rally was
The
on.
country rally was on and Johnny and I decided to go first.
Yes.
But Mrs. Bain, she's long dead since, she come along and of course Johnny said, anyone gone by? Oh no, she says you're the first one. we had to get out of the way as quick as we could.
Because I remember them going down this road here.
Mm.
Wasn't Nixon?
Yeah.
Brian Nixon.
He was a great rally man
He
at the
was,
time.
He was, yeah.
Well, he was great to me, and I remember he used to drive an Anglia car.
Did you ever play a game called Catty, where a little stick, where you throw a little small stick at another, like a rounders game, but you use a stick instead? Daddy used to play it in Ballygarrett, said it. No. Did you play rounders on them games, no?
Yeah.
Or cricket? Was cricket ever play cricket up here?
No.
No.
We played Teague, wasn't it? There was another one.
Oh, Tig. Yeah, running around, yeah. Yeah,
You-
that was a great game.
What's this where
That happened in Ballyfad.
Once you tip somebody, that was Teague, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah,
They
Teague,
had to
yeah.
stand in one place then
Yeah.
until someone else. Who
They
relieved them then?
used that and they headed off then.
That's right.
Where you played.
Yeah.
But there was two families came to Cullen's down here. Mrs. Cullen started a little guest house, B&B. But these two Dublin families used to come down in the summertime. They had young ladies with them, like, Jeez, we used to be mad to see these coming. But that's when the tickets start.
Yeah, you'd like to
Because
stick.
these women were mad to get out with us as well, like. You know, they come from the city and
Yeah.
it was great for them to get out and fly along the road below and over to the football field and just we were made up with these ladies.
Where did you meet women years ago? Was there dances or houses dances?
Dances, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there was
Dances and the old cinema as well was the first thing in Gorey there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But dances was the place that time, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to order and have 1,500.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't be in the like of the Tara ballroom, of course.
Oh, not in the beginning,
You'd
no.
be
Oh, you'd have to be serve your time first.
You'd have served your time first,
It
yeah.
was like the school, you had to go to the convent for a while.
Yeah. You had to
Well,
there was kind of near an inch and one aside and
Well, and
Kilmuckers
of course,
was another
there's
place.
a hall. Did you ever go to the hall in Johnstown?
no.
No?
In Johnstown Hall
Johnstown.
there was a ball. There was rock and roll and slaughter.
Yes, Johnstown.
Yeah.
It's long gone.
How does that rhyme go again?
I can't finish because
There was a song made about
it was
it.
this way in Johnstown Hall. There was a ball. There was rock and roll and slaughter.
There was fighting started in it for a
Yeah.
finish, and that's
There was
closed.
I couldn't know because the names had.
Oh Jesus, maybe better not bring him up.
Yeah.
But we, Paddy Miller here and myself, used to ride two bikes to Arklow to the pictures sometimes, Sunday night. And we'd come back by Johnstown, come home that way. And they'd be about coming out of the hall, or maybe we'd get in for half an hour or less. Depends on who was on the door. They might let us in, like, because we surely wouldn't have anything to pay to go in at the hour. But
Can
you
you?
know, if they've been at the pictures,
Yeah,
like,
can you stop there
Oh,
for a
yeah.
minute again, mate?
I can, yeah.
You stop it. I'll just
Yeah,
finish
stop
that.
just now.
It's only a couple of-
Like, so there we just heard our rhyme there. We won't repeat it. So I won't keep. What time is it there, anyways? It's
I don't know. No, I don't.
you took my clock on me.
Jimmy has a
Why
year.
left the one out?
Just,
Oh wait, now there's a clock.
oh yeah,
It's 1:05.
yeah.
That's on new
Yeah.
time there, Jimmy.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to end with this because I'm going to love and ladies. Did you ever remember new time and old time here? Old time and new time up here.
Yeah.
When did you start changing to? Did your mother or father stay in old time or?
No, it went with the new time.
In new time, Kyle Nearan stayed on the old time. And Gorey, where we were in the parish of Gorey. We're on the borders, if you like.
Yeah.
Gorey went new time, Kyle Nearan stayed old time for years.
Yes, but when you were in Coyden on you all time, if you wanted to go into Gorey for something, then into the church or whatever,
Yeah.
you had to change. So
No.
you had to make sure.
Actually, it was to their advantage, like, because we'd say there was 11 o'clock mass in Kyle Nearan and 11 o'clock mass in Gorey.
Oh yeah, look at
Now
it
you had
that
an
way.
hour between. If you missed one, I weren't ready. Because from where we were, it was the same to Gorey or the same to Kyle Nearan. Same
Oh yes,
distance.
I know what you meant that way. Hey.
So you had the advantage.
So you had
of-
the best of both worlds that way.
Yeah.
Aye.
And I don't know how long that went on for either. Do you remember that, Jimmy? Yeah.
Didn't they stop at one time there for a while?
One
Yeah,
year.
one
One year.
It
they
was
left
only
it.
a year, yeah.
But you see, by law, they can't do that. You see, they can't. I think they can't. It has to be.
Well, it wouldn't be easy now.
No,
With
not
the
now. Anyway.
EU rules. like,
EU rules, yeah. But even that time, I think it was done on a trial basis, wasn't it?
I think, yeah.
But that's why I don't know how many years. Must have Seamus Woodger know how many years did that.
Well, I
Yeah,
know a
right,
family, Mick knows him here, he has been with them. They do it every year. Is that right?
Yeah,
Sammy and John,
yeah.
Wilmington's above.
Aye.
I think they're still ahead.
They keep the one time.
Or they used to there
They
now.
used to until recently, and there's a nephew of Sammy's still doing it, and he wouldn't be an old man. He'd be but he's 40s like, and he's doing it, yeah. And he never bothered changing it. Now the way it looks of it, he's probably going to come back around because it's going to come back. The EU are going to
Yeah.
reintroduce it, I think, aren't they? We're going
I
to,
think
Well,
next
yeah,
year
yeah.
maybe they're talking about it.
talking about it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were great words you had there to start, lads, about old saying, Jack. What were them sayings again? Was that?
Yeah. Well, one was when you done something wrong, you were called a pustakon or a gall. And another time you could be called a leatherum.
A litter, yeah. I was often called that.
A leatherum, yeah. Still call it.
Still called, yeah.
Yeah. Then there's
Yeah,
more of them and I
leatherum, yeah.
can't think of it. And Another saying my father had when things, he never cursed. My father never said fuck it or shite for it or anything else like that.
No.
God parn it. Last year truckins.
Yeah.
That would be the worst.
That'd be the worst he'd have said. This.
Last year,
truckins.
your truckins.
Yeah. It must have been a crooked deal that went on. Do you know?
Probably with the fairs or something.
Yeah, I think that's what that might have
Maybe
come from.
the fairs or something.
You know, when they get fed up, then a lad walk away and say blast your truckins or whatever. You know. But he used that constant, didn't he?
You did it. What the horse for $5.
I bought him for £6, but we only got
He
$5.
left one
That's right.
double than what.
He'd be paying you in pound notes.
Yeah, I counted him from one end, you see, and he folded one of them. He had only 4 at this end and he had 6 at that end, you see. Counted him from the 6 end.
That often happens.
He was mad and he put the money down in his pocket and the man went off with the old horse. And so when he looked for his £6 and he had only 5.
Yeah.
But blast your truckins. Because truckins means deal, doesn't it?
Yeah, deal, yeah, trucking, you're trucking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does mean a deal, yeah.
I must ask Oily that now sometime. Does she... yeah. If Johnny was here today now,
There was another one people used to, I can't understand. Used to say, verlinst.
Oh, for Leinst, yeah.
You were verlinst.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Oh, French Claire here. Or French Sean. Carol.
For Leinst, yeah.
Oh, French, I heard of that one alright. Yeah, French.
And somebody, and I don't know whether it's right or wrong, I remember a lady, but she didn't directly correct me, but did you ever hear anyone saying that's to be had still? Did you ever hear that?
I often heard that, yeah.
And she sort of said, and Mick says it's to be had. And she kept out, he says it's to be had still. Now, does that make sense to you, no? To be had?
Well, it would, I suppose. Yeah. Sure, if you ask me about something, say a Neuhem that was for on the market,
Yes.
and you say, is that still to be had?
Yeah,
That's the way you'd ask me,
yeah,
so
that's the way I said
I'd
it.
ask you there,
I
like.
began to wonder after that, but I still use it anyway, like, you know, because
still
I know what I'm
yeah,
talking
well,
about.
you would say that, yeah. Is that to be had?
Yeah.
Be had. It meant is it still on the market or
Yeah.
still for sale there?
Yeah,
It had been in a shop or wherever it be, sure.
that's right, yeah.
Huh?
And you used the word there for the dried cow dung, Jimmy. To us.
Yeah.
What did you call them?
Ocean.
Boshan.
Yeah, they gather up them when they be real dry there in the summer.
Yeah.
Having them to light the fire.
Yeah, they
No.
like to-
Go on the top of the big pan.
Oh, that's where they were put.
You'd like him there, you'd have him like
Oh
him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did
Oh, they were like grease
Grease
on top of the lid.
Yeah, for me, keeping the top of it hot to bake the top of the
Yeah.
wall.
We went around, turned them over first.
Very tough to dry him during the day, yeah.
Do you ever remember doing it, Jimmy?
No, I never done. I heard of it being done.
Oh, good horse, it was done in Lavelaces, yeah.
Never heard of the cow dung being brought in. Remember
Yeah.
you remember the bake pan well, of course.
Yeah.
Will we go over and look at this trasher of yours with this holy medal on?
Oh yeah, do you want to see that,
Yeah,
Mick?
Let's do
Yeah.
that and we call it a... Thanks,
So
lads.
there's one in the car there too.
Yeah. Go on.